What is up, everybody? It is your boy Robbie Dagger, bringing you an episode of Mobius Final Fantasy. I'll be your humble host on this adventure. So welcome, we're going to be talking about the Super Monk a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry, it's called Master Monk in Global. So we're going to be talking about the Master Monk a little bit. So we've got him right here, all paneled out and everything. We're going to be checking out his base stats with the worst possible weapon we can find, Barb Knuckles X. Completely unenhanced, and we're gonna talk about him, and we'll do a little comparison at the end here. So looking at him right now, let's go over his looks first. Looks great. This form is kind of weird. For me, I always like the first forms of jobs. They look awesome. They usually look awesome to me. So I like this one a little best. This one's great though, Avarga. So this is our first dual role job in Mobius Global right now. So what that means is when you go to the multiplayer panel, when you go to set him up in multiplayer, check this out. Just look at this really quick. You can see how you have a breaker form and then you have an attacker form, and it does change the stats a bit, quite a bit. You get a little bit more attack power out of going attacker, and you get bit more break power going breaker. So that is really cool. We'll be looking back at the multiplayer setup in a little bit. So let's go back and check this job out. See what we're looking at and dealing with here. Let's look at these base stats. Awesome base stats. Let me just say, awesome base stats. 2655 HP, 993 attack power, 597 break, 205% magic. A little bit low. Crit chance, 5 stars. Looks like 7 star speed, 3 stars defense. Really, really cool. Let's check out the job card really quick. So your Master Monk, your elements are going to be Earth, Light, and Dark. Really, really nice elements for any job, really. Final Heaven is our ult. It is an area attack. This leads the way to the next world. It hurts really bad. It is really, really an awesome ability. Without any enhancements at all on the ult, we're looking at 100 ultimate charge, attack power of 35k. 35k, yes, you heard that right. So you're pretty much going to be doing max damage on anything you hit right now. The break power is going to be at 20k, almost 21k, so it is an amazing ult. It also adds the effects of Knights of the Round. It also adds break defense down to your enemy. It gives you a Brave Faith and boost, and Monk Trance, and gives you a Prism Shift. I cannot. Basically, that is like the best ult ever. That is the best ult ever for a regular job, you guys. It's going to be, if you are a tower climber, or if you're wanting to be a tower climber, or you want to do a little bit better in the towers, this is going to be an amazing job to get your hands on, if you can get your hands on it. So let's look at these abilities, auto abilities really quick. Clutch Brave, Clutch Boost, Clutch Haste, Clutch Wall. I love anything that gives you Clutch Wall. Has definitely saved me in towers more than once, so I really like these clutches. As far as the drives, you get an Earth, Light, and Dark 2% heal drive, which is always nice. And then you get some resistances, making you a little bit tankier than your average breaker. 30% to Earth, Light, and Dark. So the same elements you've got resistances to those elements. That's always awesome. Now here's where things get pretty dang interesting for our Master Monk. Piercing break 100%, increases damage to red break gauges by 100%. Damn, so you're going to be doing double damage when you turn those bars from yellows to red. That's awesome. Element starter plus 16 is pretty basic. Same with the extended break plus 4. Now exploit weakness plus 50% is your only damage auto ability that Master Monk's got. It's something, especially if you've got something to oppose the elements, to actually exploit the weakness. Something, you know what I mean? It's, it is what it is. This is more of a breaker job. So as far as damage goes, it doesn't compare to some of our other our newer damage jobs, or even some of our older ones. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we talk about comparing this job with the other monks we've got. Now you do get Ranger lore, which is just dope. It's just really good to have some lore. Your attacks, so this is where it gets cool too. Your attack limit break, your normal attacks can deal more than 9999 damage. That is always awesome. And you do your 3 hits, so you know all those 3 hits have potential to do more than 9,999 damage. And then you get Scourge. What Scourge does is increase normal attack damage during break by 100%. This is what's going to allow you to do some ridiculous damage with just your auto attacks on enemies. Now you also do get Avert attack down 50% and Avert break power down 50%. 50% is good, it's better than nothing. When you job change, it's going to shift your unusable element to light. And of course, these buffs down here are pretty standard. JCR at 4, the damage up, and the break power up for if you're going to be an MP. So this looks dang good so far. Dang good. Now, as far as a breaker goes, I don't think Grappler and Hermit really. They really don't. This is like a whole nother tier above those old monk breakers. This is the breaker to have right here. Now you are limited to these elements, the dark, light, and earth. So you have to keep that in mind. And you know our other monks could change kind of form, which you won't be doing in this job. But let's talk about real quick. If you are a Duncan user, so there really is no way to deal damage with monks without. You know, there's certain cards. There's only 3 real cards you can do for damage. Well, you've got maybe 4 if you count Supremes. You've got Duncan, Yasmat. Yasmat won't be usable on this job without Eris since you don't have Wind. And then you also have the Eclipse card that came out during the Final Fantasy 15 event with Iris. And then you've also got the new Snow card that came out. So you can't use any of that stuff basically. The only option you would have is Duncan on this job. But that's okay for right now. That's honestly okay for right now. But let's just talk about real quick. If you are a Duncan user, I just want to go over this with you. Is this job better or Duncan than the Pugilist? The answer is no. And let me show you why. The Pugilist will do more damage with Duncan every single time. Enhanced light plus 100%. It's just on there already. It's, you know, he was built for the Duncan, so really this still kind of takes the cake as far as Duncan damage goes. That being said, it's not a huge difference. Like this is more of a breaker job. I feel like he is a very strong breaker. The strongest breaker we have in global right now. Definitely does the trick. Definitely has the ult. To give this job some longevity, you're going to be using this job forever. So should you pull for this job? Absolutely. I would say don't let this one go. If you've got Duncan and you don't have, if you've got Duncan, especially pull this job. Don't let this job go. You're crazy if you do. You're gonna regret it. You know, if you do any kinds of towers, or if you want to get those Chaos Vortex tickets, this job's gonna kick ass for you. So I highly recommend him. I just think he's a super good tool to have in your deck of cards, so to speak. So I would definitely say to, you know, go get him for sure. Let's talk about him in multiplayer really quick. So the weapons, we kind of haven't touched on these weapons yet, and I've started enhancing them obviously. The Wolfstar X is the greatest breaker weapon for monks ever, or so far. It starts with Painful Break. Actually, no, it doesn't. It just starts with Piercing Break, but it ends up getting Painful Break and Quick Break. All sorts of really good break focused auto abilities on this weapon. Also, it is so if you've got like the Butterfly Edge for Ranger, this is the same weapon. That's this weapon right here. Butterfly Edge for Ranger. Dragoon Spear for Dragoons, maybe? The red one. The other weapon you're going to get is the one that's going to help you out with Scourge damage. The Unbreakable X. Now it starts with Painful Break and Exploit Weakness 50% on it. Pretty good weapon. And it's going to help you do some extra damage if you're going for Scourge. That's what auto abilities this thing unlocks eventually. Not really high on my priority list. I'm still going to be sticking with the Urgai's X. Mine's pretty dang enhanced, as you can see here. Now, I do want to say your magic is hella low. You have hella low magic, 242. You're not gonna be moving that bar very much on your own. In MP, that's the only issue I've had, even when using elements that I couldn't use. Even, using prismatics to use certain elements, like doing fire damage on the monk or something like that. You're gonna need help because of how low your magic is. Now what you could do, what I've been kind of doing, is just running the Taji X until the Wolf Star is a little bit better off, since the Taji X gets me up to, a little bit higher magic, which is dang helpful, just super helpful. So as we can see, here's kind of what you might have, something similar to this setup for doing your MPs. And you can see, hold on, we'll make sure we're on breaker form. Make sure you're on breaker form. And you can see, custom panels, nothing for break. I have all enhanced light right now for running towers, so it won't affect anything as far as break. But we can see almost 2,000 natural break power. It's insane, you guys. It's really high. This is the new breaker for 5 stars. This is kind of what you want to see coming in to support you in a 5-star battle. Other jobs do work, but this is just top tier right now. And as you can see, we've got the Artemis, we've got the Sicarius break focus card. It's going to give us amazing break power and some cleave, 3 turns of cleave on there as well. And then I always have the wrong trance in here, always. Make sure you got your monk trance, or any better form of trance if you're not using Aerith or something. So let me know what you guys think about your master monks. I am loving it. I think it is amazing. You guys know I love my monks. This job, to me, it's just gonna be something I'm going to go back to probably for the rest of my life with this game. So I definitely love it. I definitely think you guys should pull it. I hope you guys pull it. Best of luck to you guys if you do any pulls. Best of luck. I hope you see them rainbows. Come by the Dreamer Society Discord and show me what you got. Appreciate you guys being here, coming through. Please consider leaving a like, a comment, sharing this video, subscribing to this channel if this video helped you out at all. We will be doing much more Mobius Final Fantasy content in the future, as well as lots of other stuff. So appreciate you guys joining me on this adventure, and I'll see you all very soon.